Hello again, everybody. John BTV Digger here. Beautiful Monday morning here in the North Country. Down here with my friends Joe and Dan of Green Mountain Diggers. Hitting the old manor once again, just swinging around. Found a bunch of nails so far, but there is old stuff here. You just got to be patient and swing through the tall grass. Luckily, when we first got here, the guy was actually just cutting the hay when we got here, so our timing was actually pretty fortuitous. So I've been swinging around, dug some nails, a couple other scrap pieces of iron, a sprinkler head. Been a little slow, but I finally got a really screaming target, like an 81, and I popped it out of the hole, and it was still screaming 80 in small target, so I knew it was going to be good. And let me just focus right down here, folks. I got a winner. What do you think, folks? Barber or seeded? Well, the little hairs at the top of it are crossed, so it's going to be a barber. Let's reveal it together. Let's see what we got. I don't really want to rub it too much. 1914, just a young pup. Right toward the end of the life, right before the V-nickels, or not the V-nickels, the Mercs started coming in. So right toward the end there, late season, late year barber. I'll take that any day. Let's see if we can find some more silver, some Indians or something like that out here. They've also found some large cents out here, so you may get lucky because there used to be a tavern here. All right, we'll put that there and clean it up and show you in the wrap-up. Great find. On to the next. Okay, here we are on our next find, folks. There's one of the old greens to the golf course right on the mound of that hill right there. And I got like a mid-tone. I'm just trying to dig anything repeatable because the grass is really high and I've gotten a lot of square nails and some other stuff. But this is an okay find. It's not spectacular, but I'll film it anyway. Here's an old iron buckle, and that was pretty deep. That was about 8 inches down there. So that's an oldie, probably 1800s. Do some electrolysis on that and see how it comes out. But hey, at least it's a keeper. All right, let's find something else good, guys. Maybe we can find another coin or some other kind of relic out here. All right, on to the next. Well, we've run into a little problem here. Dan, Joe, and I have been accompanied by many friends. Now, if they can only tell us where all the deep silver and large cents are in this field, we'll be very happy and we can let them accompany us. All right, girls, time to move on. Don't step on my coil. Well, lucky for me, the horses and the cows have joined Dan and Joe down there. This is a pasture we just got permission for. We left the golf course and I had spotted this place on the map, as well as cross-referenced some LiDAR data which showed some old cellar holes here, and the people were very nice. They did say some of their neighbors had detected it before and had found some coins out here. Joe just found a really nice 1790s or so dandy button. I didn't get that on film, but I'm just kind of moseyed along, and there was an old cellar right here, and I got this. This is my first one I've ever found of these, and this is funny. Look at this. Merry Widows. Little top of a condom tin. Probably early 20th century to 1930s maybe. I'll have to do some research. These are common finds, but I'd never found one until now. So there you go. I'll kind of brush it up and maybe try to straighten it out. That's a funny find, but I thought I'd get that on film for you. All right, on to the next. Here we are about 2 weeks later. It's been about 2 weeks since I was out with Joe and Dan in those farm fields and that golf course, and I got that Barber Dime. Had a lot going on. Washing machine broke, threw water all over the bathroom floor. You know how it goes, stuff like that, kids' school activities. I got a junior in high school and an 8th grader, so lots to do with the kids in the house and everything. But I came out to this place. I located it on a map. It's actually not on any map, but if any of you veterans know some other secrets, there's other kind of maps out there that you can see through stuff in the woods and find cellar holes, and this is one of them. I knew there was one around here. I lat-lined it on my GPS and I found it here. Infested with iron. I've only got a couple shotgun shells, a couple nice square nails. I'm not going to bother to film that, but I did get a pretty decent find here, and this isn't unbelievable, but I don't find too many of these, and this one's in great shape, folks. Look at that. Really nice old curved, I don't know, is that a kitchen knife? Maybe like a chopper, something like that. Certainly not a butter knife. It's curved up at the end. But that's, you know, that's iron, and it's got that short tang, you know, on the end, that short blade. So I don't know, it looks like some kind of chopping knife with a curved edge, but that is cool, and it's really solid. So I think some quick electrolysis and that'll come out looking really nice. So really nice find. Not a coin, but I'll take it any day. Nice old relic. And again, this place was not on any of the 1857 or 1873 maps here in Vermont, so I don't know how old this place is. Could be way back. Who knows? All right, let's see if we can find a few more relics before I head out of here. On to the next. Folks, I've moved on to another cellar hole. That other place got that nice knife, and then it really shut down. I mean, just probably one of the ironiest cellar holes I've ever been to. These people must have eaten iron for breakfast. I mean, it was crazy. Even with the AT Pro and trying to discriminate and try some different settings, I couldn't. you could barely get through it. I mean, it was insane. And even on the road out front, all I found was a modern quarter. So I moved on. This is another town over. And a cellar hole I've been to before. It's back up in the woods quite a ways, but I'm going back with all these places that I haven't hit with the AT Pro before just to see what I can find. And I dug a couple shotgun shells here. I've been here about 10 minutes, and I got in here, and I finally got a coin. And it was about 8 to 9 inches deep, folks, so bear with me. Let me see if I can find it for you. I mean, it could be a memorial or a wheat. Let me see if I can find it. I put it down, and now, oh, there it is. Get these mosquitoes off of me. It rang up pretty good. It's going to be a wheat scent. I can see it already. Yep, it's an old wheat scent. I thought it'd be an Indian for being that deep. Not exactly sure. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There you go. I can't get a date off of that. I'll have to clean it up and show you later in the wrap up. Oh well, it's not an Indian, but I'll take it. It's an old penny. Let's see if we can get some other stuff here. There's been a silver, my buddy found a silver thimble here, and I pulled a drape bust large cent out of here last year. So there's definitely old stuff here. We'll just have to search around and see if we can find a few other things. On to the next. Okay, here we are on our next finds, folks. I'm going to show you two finds. I dug one up about 5 minutes ago, and then I'll show you what I just dug. Here's the first thing I dug. Pretty common find. It's a top of our lantern wick, part of a lantern. Very common find at old cellar holes in New England, or anybody from back in the early part of the 20th century, back into the 1800s. That one's actually in really good shape. It's not smashed up at all, and you probably won't get a maker's mark right there on the end. So that'll be cool. I got that, and then right out of that hole right there, got a screaming 80. Thought it could be a large cent or a silver coin, but I got a nice little old buckle there with the iron tongue. So I'll take that as well. Those are nice finds. A little electrolysis on that, and that tongue will clean right up, and it hopefully will move again. So very good. Two nice little finds in the last 5 minutes after that wheat penny. All right, let's see if we can get a few more things before I head out of here. I got about a 1.5 mile walk, so it's going to be quite a ways before I get back to the car and the sun's going down. So I'm going to stay around here about another 15 minutes, and I'm going to call it quits. On to the next. Okay, we're back inside for the green velvet wrap-up to do a quick wrap-up on the finds from those last two hunts. The first one with Dan and Joe from Green Mountain Diggers about 2.5 weeks ago, and then just about 3 or 4 days ago, earlier this week. Today is Saturday, I think September 16th. Went out to some cellar holes that one of which I found in the woods off some old LiDAR maps, and then some other sites, another site that I've been to before. But anyway, let's do a quick wrap up. We'll go from the least to the best. Always keep some old square nails if they're in decent condition, because you can do electrolysis on those. So that's a tiny one, but it's a nice condition. If you do the good electrolysis and you set up a good tank, you can make them come out really nice. So there is a larger version, and you can put some wax on that, or even put some lacquer on that and keep it from rusting. So I did keep one of those square nails. I got a couple buckles. Remember, the first one was at that golf course. This is the older of the two, I believe. Probably early 1800s. Again, I haven't done any electrolysis yet on these, but that'll be coming. I save a lot of that for the cold season up here in Vermont when there's no hunting and the ground's frozen down to a foot. So got that one, and then on that other cellar hole, I got this guy. And we'll have to see, does the iron tongue just completely fade away after electrolysis, or is there enough left there to keep it on? We'll see. So I got those two things. Got my lantern part. I did do a little abrasive scrubbing on the end. Sometimes you can get dates and patent dates and numbers off the end, but that was too far gone. So I'll probably just toss that. It was interesting nonetheless. I always pack those home and see what I can pull off of them in terms of any information. Got an old wheat penny at one of the cellar holes. I did a little Brillo on it. I mean, these aren't worth anything. 1925 on that guy. I'll throw that in my wheat penny jar every year. I keep my wheats in there, so I got a bunch of them in there from this year. Got my Merry Widow's condom tin from the early part of the 20th century. She was kind of beat up, and remember, that was in that cow pasture, so probably a cow stepped on that at some point. I straightened it out, and it was the first one I've ever found, so I'll probably save that. Just an interesting and kind of comical piece. Not a really uncommon find. You see these pop up quite a bit when you look at the online forums. And then the best two finds for sure, on that one cellar hole I found off the LiDAR map, I got this really early and really nice iron kitchen knife, is what I'm going to call that, with a very short tang. That would have had a wooden handle on it. I think the electrolysis on this guy is going to come out really good. I just took some Brillo on it to get the real easy rust off in the dirt. And I'm going to stick that in the tank here in the coming weeks, or maybe next month, and we'll get that cleaned up. But that's a really nice find. And then my second Barber Dime in about a month. And she's a beauty, even though she's a later date, 1914. It's got the full Liberty on the band, and I looked it up online. You know, it's a $20 coin, nothing crazy, but in very fine condition, probably a very fine 40 or very fine 35. So I'll take those any day. Any kind of old silver, you gotta love that. All right, well, thanks again for joining me on this hunt. That was it for this time. I'll be getting out with my hunting buddy Pete tomorrow, and hopefully we'll hit some old homesteads or walk some old Class 4 roads here in Vermont and hit a cellar hole or two, and we'll find some more goodies to post online for you in another video in the coming week or two. Well, other than that, I appreciate you joining me, and remember, get out there and dig it all. It's waiting for you to find. This is BTV Digger.